Hi guys, I'm Adrija. Welcome to my channel. I am a fashion stylist, a wardrobe consultant, and a self-taught makeup artist. So in my channel, I will be taking you through some tips, tricks, hacks, DIYs, my personal sense of style, and how I get ready for different events. And I am basically a very lazy girl, so I try to find shortcuts. So for this particular look, I will be telling you how to create a proper ethnic look for the Shadi season. I'm sure you all must be having some function or the other coming up. So I will teach you how to rock this look. This is a very simple ethnic look with a smoky eye and a nude lip. But the little twist that comes over here is if you're planning to, for example, head for an evening event and then you are going to a bachelor's party or a night with your friends after the event, like for drinking, partying and all, how can you change from this into a dress quickly and with some very minor changes you can be party ready. So let's get started, and if you like my video and whatever I'm talking to you about right now, hit the like button and do subscribe, and for any such suggestions and comments, leave it down below. I will list out everything that I have used in the description box. So without any further delay, let's get started.
So first things first, I will be clipping my hair up, and I have already washed my face with the face wash, and I have zero product on my skin. You can use whatever suits you. I use a neem based face wash because I have a really sensitive and dry skin. So first up, I am going to use a sheet mask because heavy makeup which will last you through the whole day requires an additional glow, and I've used a lot of sheet masks from the Innisfree to the Face Shop to the Dear Packer ones to the Mirabelle ones, but till date I have to say the range of sheet masks from Garnier have been my favorite ones. This is the hydrating sheet mask. I have also used the Sakura sheet mask and the lightning sheet mask, but this has been my absolute favorite for the winter season. I have a really dry skin and I always look for products that has an additional moisture in it, and this gives just the right amount of glow, shine, moisture. I don't know, it just takes away the dryness, and the sensation feels really good on my face. So just adjusting the whole thing on my face and making sure the serum is nicely soaked in. Now for the first part, I would recommend that you pop your sheet masks in the fridge for about half an hour before you put it on your face. That will give you a nice cooling or a tingling sensation and make sure that everything is nice and rosy. So yeah, let's get on with it. I will be removing the top layer of the sheet mask, that is the blue part, and it also has a lot of serum in it. So I will be just adjusting the sheet mask on my face, and the remaining serum I will squeeze it out from the blue part and the packet, and I would just apply it on my neck and my hands to make them really soft and smooth and all the care that it needs. Next up, I will be using the Shri Shri Tattva Gulab Jal Premium Rose Water as a toner, refresher, and it just adds a nice fragrance and a subtle glow to my entire face. It just refreshes my face, wakes me up with a jerk, and smells amazing. It's you know, if you really have breakouts, then this is another great option. Next up, I will be using the Joy Pure Aloe Face Cream on the slightly drier areas of my face, like my lips, my nose, my upper lip and chin. So unlike many others, I have a dry to combination skin type, and I have to make sure that my skin is well moisturized before I apply any kind of primer or foundation, so that the dry and flakiness does not show through it, which looks very bad. And hence I'm just doing this little extra step. But if you have a really oily skin, or you do not have an extreme dry skin like me, then you can totally skip this part. Next, I will be using the Blooming Bouquet body lotion from MINISO, Japan. I got this from a store in Delhi. You can use whatever moisturizer you like. This is very lightweight. It has an amazing, pleasant fragrance, not too harsh, and it just gives the right amount of moisture. So in the whole makeup process, we tend to forget our arms, and I'm just giving it a little bit of love and care that it requires. You can obviously go for a heavier or a lighter moisturizer depending on your skin type, but this is just an extra step that I like to do. Next, I'm using the lactocalamine lotion as a primer. So recently I went through a really bad breakout, and I had pimples and marks all over my face. Touch wood, it all went away, and I have been taking really good care of my skin since then. So the lactocalamine is a very old tried and tested method. It's amazing for the skin, and here I'm just lathering all of the lotion on my face, and I will be using this as a primer before I start off with my makeup. So just warming the product up. Sorry, there was music playing in the background, so I just got carried away. So yeah, I'm just moisturizing, blending it on my skin with light strokes, and just making sure that everything is pretty nice and absorbed. Next, I will be using one of the most important parts in my skincare routine. It's the Lotus Herbals Save Sun 3-in-1 Matte Look Daily Sunblock. So I have been using this, I don't know for how long, since around 8 to 9 years now. And this has been my go-to sunblock, and I have never ever changed to another brand because I just haven't been as satisfied as I have with this product. This has a light tint to it, which also adds up as the perfect base. It's non-greasy, it's lightweight, doesn't oxidize or just make my skin patchy, and it has SPF 40, which is another amazing plus point about this product. So if you are going for a day wedding or a beach wedding, or just somewhere where you have a lot of sun, if it's in the open, in the ground, then make sure you always prep your skin with a sunblock. And do not forget to put it down on your neck and on your hands as well, because they, often in Indian garments we have a tiny choli in which most of our skin is exposed. So just make sure whatever skin is bare, you cover it all with a sunblock. For my foundation, I will be mixing in 2 shades because I haven't found a shade that actually matches my skin tone yet. So the first one is the NYKAA Skin Genius Sculpting and Hydrating Foundation in the shade Pure Ivory, and the second one is the Lancome 95cc Cream in the shade Beige. I will take a pump of both of these and just mix it up, warming the product a little on my skin. This is lightweight, it is not cakey, and it definitely just merges very well with my skin without making it look as if I have popped on a lot of product. And I will be blending them in with the L'Oreal Paris makeup brushes. Those were a freebie with the L'Oreal Paris Casting Creme hair color, and they were just lying around, so I thought why not give them a try. So here I will be popping little dots of the product on my whole skin and making sure that they are blended nicely, and it just hides all the problem areas on my face. In case you do not have a makeup brush, you can always go in for your fingers. or a damp beauty blender. But if you're going in with your fingers, just make sure that everything is nicely blended in. And to do that, you have to warm the product up first in your fingers in circular motions to make sure that no streaks or any cakey foundation is showing from beneath. Next up, I will be using the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Medium. I usually do not like a very crazy light amount of coverage on my skin when it comes to my under eyes. I like my makeup to look as natural and as skin-like as possible. And hence, instead of opting for a very light shade, I opt for something that is closer to my own skin tone. So here I will be concealing all the problem areas, my under eyes, a little on my eyelid to help me with my eyeshadow, the bridge of my nose and forehead. I will be blending all of this with the same Shishi Tattva rose water and a damp beauty blender. I will be setting all of my creams in with the Johnson's baby powder. I know this might look a little weird, but trust me, this is a very smart hack in which you can save a lot of money. Translucent powders are really expensive, and to me, let's just say they do not serve the purpose, and I would not like to splurge so much on them when you can easily do with a baby powder. It sets just as well, it does not crease, it smells good, it is lightweight, and well, let's just say you can use them in a lot of other ways. You can use them like a dry shampoo, you can use them for baking, which I will be doing here right now. So yeah, instead of just splurging on so many cosmetic products, you can always use a little trick and go for similar products that are easy on your pocket. Here I will be just baking lightly beneath my eyes where I have concealed, on my chin, on my forehead, and just I would take the same brush and dust the powder on the other, I would say, parts of my face where I have popped my foundation on. So now I will dust away all of the excess powder with another powder brush from the same L'Oreal Paris makeup brush set, and I would just incorporate the remaining product on the rest of my face because I do not like a very oily finish on my skin, and just making sure that everything is very matte and well blended and looks very close to my original skin. Next, I will go in for my contour and blush using the Lakme Absolute Illuminating Shimmer Brick in the shade Pink. So this has 4 lovely shades. I use 2 of them for contouring and highlighting and 2 of them for my blush. So I will just press my brush into a shape which is convenient for me for the contouring. After I'm done blending all of the product, I would again go in with my damp beauty blender and just make sure all of the product is nicely settled in. So here comes another little trick. If you've made any mistakes while contouring and you would just like to correct them up a little bit. Instead of blobbing on more product on your skin, you can just go in with a damp beauty blender and blend in accordingly. Just set your powder. So I'll just make sure that everything is well contoured over here. For my blush, I will be mixing this pink and coral shade to, just mix and match and give it a nice finish. And the thing with blush is that it can go very wrong if not used in a correct way. So just dab off the excess and blow a little, and then just smile and apply it on the apples of your cheeks. I know I look really weird doing this, but again, it's important. So just, blend, blend, blend. So I will go in with my damp beauty blender once more and just make sure all of my contour and the blush is nicely blended and it does not look of a very different shade and looks very light and natural on my skin. So again, you just have to make sure that everything looks well blended. It takes a little time and patience, but the wait is worth it. Next, I'll contour the usual areas of my face, the forehead, my jaw, and my nose. So again, just slightly, shaping my brush and going for a very light contour on my nose, on my forehead with the same shade that I have used to contour my face. And then again, the rule is just to make sure that everything is blended in nicely. So repeat the step with the damp beauty blender. To fill in my eyebrows, I will be using the eyebrow pencil from Rimmel in the shade dark brown, and you can use whatever shade is the closest to your eyebrow color, but I like to keep my eyebrows a little lighter than my normal shade, and hence I went for a dark brown. And I like fuller filled eyebrows instead of really thin ones. So it has been almost 2 years since I haven't been to the parlor to thread or wax my eyebrows. I just tweeze and shape them with the scissor by myself. Let me know if you want to see a video of how to groom your eyebrows. I will do a separate content on that. But for now, just make sure that everything is in the direction of the hair growth in your eyebrows. So the trick is to go with very light strokes in the beginning and give a slightly darker shade at the end. And next, I'm just using the brush / spoolie that comes with the same product and just making sure that everything is well combed and blended in and it does not look really artificial. I will be using the same concealer that I have used before to clean up my eyebrows and give them a nice well-defined shape. And just going in with the damp beauty blender again and just blending everything in. Now for my eye makeup, I will be using the palette from Makeup Revolution London. And this is the palette in Iconic 3 shade. This has a nice tone of warm shades in gold and shimmers and bricks, browns, black, and 3 very neutral shades in the beginning. So it reminds me of the Urban Decay Naked palette, but again, it's a lot easier on your pocket. So you just have to keep your eyes open and spend money in the right places. So first up, I will be using the lightest shade as a base on my entire eyelid, and I'm just making sure that it covers the whole area before I begin to blend it in with darker colors. Next up, I will be using these two beautiful brown shades. One is a little shimmery, one is matte, and I'll just pop them on my eyelids with a brush from Vega. It's a flat brush for your eyeshadow application, but again, you can use whatever suits you. I will list down all of the products that I have used in the description box below and a link as to where you can purchase them from. So again, I'm just popping the color on my eyebrows and with the help of my fingers, making sure that everything is nicely blended in. I will go with the slightly darker color on my crease, and I will go with the metallic shimmery color in between my eyes to give it a nice little pop. I will be slightly building up the black color by focusing on the ends and on the crease to give it a nice smoky effect, but not too overpowering. So again, just making sure that the same color is on my lash line as well as on my waterline. Next up, I will be taking a little bit of loose powder that I had previously used, and I would be tapping off the excess, and again just slightly brushing it on my concealer and under eyes to just wipe away any fallouts if there had been any, and just brightening up my face a little. Next up, I will be using the good old Lancome Insta liner. This is water resistant, and personally I just like working with liquid liners. I have a steady hand on them. They are easy to correct if you have done a mistake by any chance, as compared to the gel and pen liners, because they are pretty tough to remove. The liquid liners are just pretty easy to apply, pretty easy to remove, and it's just a lot easier, and we know how difficult it is to get a perfect wing. So here you can just have a steadier hand with the liquid liner. But again, if a gel or a pen liner suits you better, then definitely go for it. For my mascara, I will be using the Maybelline New York Colossal Volume Express Waterproof Mascara. You can go for the washable one if you want to, but because this is a wedding inspired look and we will be changing into a party inspired look, your mascara needs to last. And in case you decide to cry, this is a total win-win. So I will just be doing 2 coats of my mascara so that you know, they have the appropriate volume and they are separated and just make my lashes look really thick and full. So yeah, here I'm just popping on the mascara, and for me basically this is a life saving wand because this has a lot of density to it, and you know, I just haven't had a very nice experience with false lashes before. I already have really long lashes, and once by accident I ripped off an eyelash. Ouch. I know, right? So this just you know, saves you a lot of mess from the eyelash glue and you know, having an additional pair of falsies on. So just yeah, invest in a good mascara, and this is definitely a good option. Next up, I will be going in with Kajal. This is the Maybelline New York Colossal Kajal in the shade Jet Black. So this Kajal is one of the most popular and widely used Kajal by women everywhere, and I have been using this for ages now, I don't know how many years it has been. I've been using it for parties, events, college, to work, just everywhere. So I will be tight lining as well as putting it on my waterline. Next up, I will be taking a Q-tip, and this is very important because a lot of people do not blend in their kajal, which looks really awkward. So a kajal should be well blended so that it adds to your smoky eye and does not look like a stark contrast. So here I will be just softening my kajal and then repeat it on the other eye as well. For my highlighter, I will be using the Maybelline Master Strobing Stick in the shade Nude. You can go for powder highlighters as well, but I tend to work better with cream highlighter, so I will just be taking the product on my fingers instead of directly applying it on my face. So this warms up the product as well as evenly distributes the highlighter without making it look patchy. So again, just highlighting on the top of my face and on the regular areas like beneath my eyebrow. Oops, there was a little something, but I'll just blend it away. Fingers to the rescue. Blend, 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 blend. So again, continuing with my highlighter over here and just making sure that everything looks well, nice and shimmery. Using the same highlighter, I will be popping it on my nose and just making sure I shine like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Okay, that was a bad joke. But again, putting it on my upper lip, on my chin, beside my lip, on my forehead, and just blending everything in nicely. Next up, I will be using the Lancome Enriched Lip Crayon in the shade Peach Magnet to line my lips and just make sure that my lipstick doesn't bleed. So I will be slightly contouring my lips. I'll make an X in the middle and then just fill in my lips with the same lip liner. Again, you guys can use this just as a lipstick and put some lip balm on it or whatever you like, but I just love how this gives a very nice base to your lipstick before you get started with the other lip product. So yeah, just blending everything in. For my lipstick, I will be using the shade Meher from MAC. This is a very nice pinkish nude and I have been loving this shade since a long time now. So I will be gently applying this on my lips with light strokes and just creating a nice nude / pinkish nude shade before I go on with another lighter shade to create an ombre lip. For the second shade, I will be using this lipstick from Color Design in the shade It Girl. This is a Sheen lipstick, which means it is light and shimmery and has a nice orangish nude texture to it. So I will just be putting it on the center of my lip to give it a nice ombre effect. I do not like a very creamy texture on my lips because I always have this fear that it will bleed or I will eat it away because yeah, I just tend to eat my lipstick when I'm gorging on food. So to make it transfer proof and matte, I will just be setting it with some loose powder that I've previously used. And yeah, there you go. To set everything in place and making sure that my makeup lasts all day long, I will be using the NYKAA Professional Makeup Setting Spray in the matte finish. It has another dewy one in the range, but I just like my makeup to look nice and matte, so I will be spraying this on my face today. This is a holy grail product, I would say. I'm already on my 4th bottle. It just melts all the powders and cream nicely into one and just corrects all the makeup mistakes if at all you've made any, and just make sure that your makeup lasts all day. So yeah, this pretty much completes the entire look. I have just added some golden jhumkas. You can go for whatever gold jewelry that you like. You can even go for a bindi, but I just decided to skip it because I thought it would be a little too much. Now for the twist that I have told you at the beginning of the video, I have quickly changed into my party dress. I will be removing my earrings. Accessories play a major part in just changing your entire look in seconds. This earring is from H&M. You can just accessorize according to whatever dress you're wearing. My dress is from Myntra. I will leave a link down below if you want to know. And yeah, I'll just show you what do we have in store next. Next up, I will be removing my lipstick with a simple cotton ball. You can use a cotton pad, a wet wipe, whatever you have lying around in your purse. And the simple hand cream, lotion, moisturizer, whatever you have. I will be using the same moisturizer from MINISO. And you know, just blobbing it over my cotton ball and just making sure that all of my lipstick is removed. So yeah, just pouting and looking really weird and removing all traces of lipstick. Next up, I will be using the shade Ruby Woo from MAC. This is one of my favorite red lipsticks. I'm sure it is many of your favorite shade of red. And so I will just apply it generously over my lip in simple strokes and just making sure that I have a nice red pout for the night. To spice things up a little more, I will be using the NYKAA matte lipstick in the shade Eden. This is a slightly brighter and I would say a lighter shade of red as compared to the MAC Ruby Woo one. And I'm never just satisfied with one lipstick. So yeah, I will be popping this in the center of my lips to give it a nice gradient shade, and just, you know, for the final touches, I will be just taking my fingers and I'll just mess my hair up a little bit. From the sleek middle parting, I will just make it a little more casual and carefree. And yeah, that's the final look.